This is the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. On this episode of the MQP, the band Violent Blend. They're an Italian alternative metal band founded in beautiful Florence in 2017. They've released two full-length albums and a live album. They've performed in support of Radiohead, Garbage, and many others. The band was formed by Giada Celli and Michelle Agostini, and I'm joined now by Giada. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure and so excited about to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here, Jada. So, how did you and Michelle form this band? How did it come together?
Well, actually, I had a solo project at the moment when I met Michelle, and my ex-producer told me, "Well, you will need a band to for touring," and so he suggested me. I know this guy. He told me, "I know this guy is very good. He's a good drummer. He's a good person. You should meet him and see what happens." And this happened. We formed a band. I left the solo project and we said, okay, there's a very good chemistry between us. So let's start something new, something together, something that can represent both of us. And we started. We started actually, I met Michelle in 2015, something like that. And we started writing songs, and then the band the first attempt of a band was called Only Violet, and there were only two of us, me and Michelle, but it was something like to test if we were good enough to do our music, to do something together, and it worked. And so we decided in 2017 to start a real band, and we called it Violet Blend. We were joined soon by Ferruccio Baroni, our bassist, and then we met our manager, that is Lorenzo Fedi, and he started working with us when we were nothing, basically nothing. We were just born, and he still works with us, and he took us by hand and led us to this path in the music industry. And we are friends. We are still working together, and it's been an amazing journey so far. And it all started by just two friends that started something that to see if they were compatibility, if we have compatibility. I don't know if it's the right word. I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
Italian, remember it.
Hmm.
I'm not a native speaker. And to see if there was chemistry between us, and there was. And so the rest is history, as we say.
You are from Florence, Firenze. Uh,
Yeah, Firenze.
how did you get into music?
Well, actually, I started very soon. I was lucky enough that my parents knew that I had this music attitude since I was a very a child, because I sang all time, all day since I was like 2, 3 years old. And so they brought me to music lessons. I started with academic path. I started with solfeggio, with music theory, with all the boring stuff that that maybe sound boring to a kid, but I was good. I liked music theory and solfeggio. I don't know why when I was a kid, so I continued, and then they brought me to choir and vocal and singing lessons, and then my first instrument that was alto saxophone,
Mm.
and I began like this. I sang all day, and they look at each other and said, "Okay, let's bring this kid to music lessons, because she has the good attitude to learn music." And I had actually, and then started with piano when I was like 12, 13, because I wanted to write my own songs, and saxophone was not the right instrument to play while singing because it's impossible to.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to I went to piano lessons, and I started like that. Also, I continued this path after the high school because I went to university, and I graduated in a master's degree. I have two degrees, one here in Florence in music analysis, so something very boring, but something that I really do like and I'm really into, and also in aesthetic and aesthetic of music at Bologna University. And so my life is all about music. I've always had music in my life, and I love it. I was lucky enough that my parents helped me to pursue this path and this dream. So I feel very blessed for this.
Giada, who are some of your musical influences in metal and beyond metal?
In metal and beyond metal, I'm influenced by everything that I've learned, that I've studied all over the years. So I can say that I've been influenced in the rock and metal part a lot by. I know that maybe it would sound strange, but a lot by Nirvana, a lot by the White Stripes, a lot by the Whole, the band that I think that it's my favorite. A lot by post-grunge slash metal band that is from South Africa that is called Seether, one of my favorite bands. And this is I don't listen to a lot of classic metal. I've listened to it because my father was a big fan of Iron Maiden, Black
Mhm.
Sabbath, all that classic stuff, and I've been listening to the classic metal for a lot of time. And then I wanted to explore a little more after the uh, after not after, I mean, over the limits. And so I choose my own path, and I mix a lot of things. Specifically for metal, maybe, yeah, maybe Black Sabbath, one of my favorite. Um, Over metal, I've been influenced a lot by Stravinsky, a lot by Edgar Varese, that is a composer that is not very famous, but that invented the um, s- the, s- the masses in music, the sonority, the masses of sonority in music, and that's a thing that I use a lot in my music. Stravinsky, I love him for the polyrhythmy rhythmic that I use a lot in my music. So, well, I'm a blend of a lot of music that I've studied, that I've listened to, a lot of different genres, but not only genres, because I also like to mix the musical styles, musical theories. I mean, I use forma sonata in some of my songs. That is something that is from classical music, from classical, I mean, the 1700 century, from Mozart on. And so I'm a mix of a lot of things. And every time that I listen to a new band, I got influenced by it, because if I like something, I need to get deep and deep and deep and study that band and their way to write songs and their way to express, because I think that art and music are the expression of the sensibility of the artist, the reality translated by the sensibility of the artist. So every band, every artist has its own sensibility and its own view to see the world, and it's something that I need to get into and to deep the details. I need to understand what is the process, what is the the scheme of their music. And yeah, I know it sounds a little bit crazy because, but I cannot just hear music. I need to listen to music and study music. And I cannot do something and have music in the background because I'll go crazy.
Mm.
It's something, I don't know
Giada,
why I.
you mentioned classical influences, of course, Italy with the history of opera and classical. I know for a fact my grandmother grew up in Tuscany, was a classical pianist, took me to the Metropolitan Opera in New York City when I was a kid. There is a song you covered by Giuseppe, the great Giuseppe Verdi, La Donna e Mobile. I always remember, I can hear it still, Luciano Pavarotti from Modena singing that, I get blasting in my grandmother's house. Why that song for you to cover?
Well, it's not just a song. It's a part of project. A part of social project that we did with the help of the municipality of Florence and a lot of other person. And I don't know the term, but I'm going to walk around what I'm trying to saying because I'm thinking in Italian and trying to translate in English. It's a little difficult. And we did this project to make people reflect about the gender violence and discrimination. Why we choose La Donna Mobile? We choose that area because it's one of the most famous song, we can call it song, in the world. But I realized that no one, at least no one knows the real meaning of that words. Even the Italians, even it's in Italian, but it's an ancient version of Italian, so even Italians don't understand it actually because there are words that are not used in Italian anymore. And so I realized that people didn't understand how mean and how discriminatory it is, that song, because it speaks about women like they are easily manipulated by men, and it calls women fickle because la donna mobile in Italian means fickle woman. So it describes women in a very, very bad way,
Right.
and no one understands the real meaning of the song. So we decided to cover it and to re-elaborate it because and to use it as the soundtrack of a social campaign about gender violence and discrimination, to make people understand that what they are singing, what they are hearing, what they are listening to, it's better to get into things and to study them and to understand what you are listening to. And we wanted to people to reflect. We were joined by a lot of international and incredible professionals. Like 32 testimonials
Mm.
joined the campaign, and they were all women that do men's job. So we have an astrophysicist, we have a soccer team, a soccer from the Lazio women and the Italian team, national team. We have a doctor that is the prime doctor. That is only one woman that is the prime doctor of an hospital here in Italy. I know that it sounds crazy, but he's just the one that does this job. We have a lot of, and also the conductor, Gianna Fratta, that is an international conductor. She's incredible, and one of the 3 or 4 women that do this job. I know it sounds crazy, but there are no conductors here in Italy,
Mm.
in the world actually, not only in Italy. And she's one of the most influential and important, and she fights a lot for women's rights. And so she's also in the music video with us, conducting us, and Verdi Theater that it that
Yes.
is a very wonderful theater here in Florence.
I was going to ask you
Giuseppe
where that
Verdi.
was. It's beautiful in that video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the center, Florence, and we decided to shoot the music video there because it's Giuseppe Verdi Theater. It's the name
Mm,
of the theater, Giuseppe Verdi, Rigoletto, and La Donna Mobile. So everything is connected in
yeah.
our music
Yeah.
videos. And so we want to just to people to reflect about how the gender violence and discrimination is still here. It's not something that we just had one time and we don't have it anymore. We have it. We still women still live it. So it's something that we need to reflect on and try uh, to act and behave in a different way because
Yeah.
sometimes women don't understand when they are discriminated, and this is the most important thing. Women have to realize when they are when they are abused and when they are in, I don't know how the word when they are discriminated. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
And also men have to realize what this means to women to live in a world where it's not the same weight. I know
Yeah.
I don't know if you say it like this in English, but we say the same weights uh, to live in the same um, and start from the same line. I mean, this is what I try to say.
Yeah. Referring to that, La Donna Mobile as a song just sounds weird. It's an aria. It's much more than a song. Much
Yeah.
more powerful, as you just explained it too. So that's just great. All right, let's talk about new music for Violet Blend. You released a single in 23 and 22. So what are the plans, Jada, for an EP or an album?
Well, we are mixing the new songs. We already have recorded an entire album, so we are. It's a very long journey from the writing to the recording to the pre-producing to the recording in the studio and then the mixing. I change my mind like 10,000 times per day. So I am the nightmare of our sound engineers, and they know me. They know me well. So and they still work with me. I don't know why. I feel blessed about it because it sounds very weird to me. But it's a very long path. I started because I'm the main songwriter for Violet Land. I started writing the songs in, I think, 2023. Then we have to tour. We had a lot of things to do in the UK. We have to tour. We have a 3 weeks tour last year. So I had to stop reproducing because in 2024, I was, I think, 60% done with the writing, but the process is I write a song, I sit at a piano, I have a melody in mind, I write both lyrics and music at the same time. Then I pre-produce the song, and then we go to the rehearsal room to see if the song can work with all the other instruments, and if the guys, every member of the band puts some of himself in the music, because I want the music to reflect not only me but the whole band. So they put something in their instrument, but also in other parts, other instruments. And then if the things work, we pre-produce it with all the instruments, and then I change my mind like 1,000 times an hour. And then when the song is has it's almost done, we go in the studio. I put the project in front of the sound engineers. I ask their opinion.
Mhm.
Opinion, it's the same in Italian. It's opinione in Italian.
Opinione,
It's
right.
the same. Yeah, it's the same. I don't know why it slipped my mind. And then we started the recordings, and it's a very long process because during the recording I noticed something that I don't like, that I would like to change. Also, not just me, but also the guys from the band, and so it's a very long, long journey. And now we are in the mixing phase, and we have like we are at the 11th, 12th mix. So yeah, I'm a nightmare. I know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare, but I have a precise idea of the
Yeah.
song. And want that song to sound like that, to describe that kind of feeling, that kind of emotion. I want that song to. It's also all of our albums are linked to a precise not only emotion, but they are a fil rouge in in
And a
French.
theme, right?
Yeah, and a theme. So I need every song to pursue this aim to represent that theme, that precise thought that I have in mind. So yeah, I know I'm a nightmare, but I think that somewhere in the next month we're going to finish and abandon this mixes, because songs and mix needs to be abandoned at a time. I know it. And let's see what happens in the next months, because we are not moving physically, but we are moving all of our agency and stuff in the UK. So it's a new way of seeing things, new way of working on music rather than in Italy. So it's also another path that we are walking, and we are trying to figure out what's going on. But I think in the next months we will finish the mix and decide uh, to release this album, or maybe two EPs, or maybe just a single. I don't know. I don't know.
But
It's not only it does not only depend on me. So it's something that we will see.
yeah, so new music coming, whether it's going to be a couple of EPs, single, album.
Yeah, we don't know, but we tested full new songs, because we we did a concert in London this May, a very small concert, very private event, and it was a showcase. And we tested full songs of the new album, and people that really knew the band good, because they were a very small event, and we invited only people that are really bound to the band, and so they know a lot about our music. They said that it's a very different uh different there will be a very different album, and there will be an evolution of what we are, and so we were, and they appreciate it. So it's we are excited about it. So we
Yeah.
wanted to test it, if this new way, if the people would like the new way, and they do. So let's see what happens. Let's see what I don't know. I don't know.
And Giada, you're still on the American record label Eclipse, right?
Yeah, Eclipse
Eclipse
Record.
Records. Okay. And then finally, what's been your biggest challenge as a band in the metal scene, particularly as artists from Italy?
Well, to be honest, there is no a real metal scene in Italy, in Florence in particular. We are a very we live in a very famous city, but a very tiny, small city. We have a very small metal community here. Everyone knows each other. I mean, we are like 200 people that listen to metal here. We have only one music venue that after COVID remains. So it's a very difficult situation to be a band here in Florence, and to be also a band here in Italy, because no one really believes in music. No one really believes that you can do this in life. No one really, that's why we are moving to the UK, to be honest. And that's why we have an American label. Uh, it's a complete different view of music and musician here in Italy, and that's why also band don't tour in Italy. They just do basically one date in Milan. That's the only city that can be saved here in Italy for rock and metal. And because there's no audience here, people
Mm.
don't go out, people don't go listen to concerts, they don't care. In, there is no money for this reason, and it's all collapsing. And now that we have only one music venue here in Florence, people are complaining. Well, I mean, you should have done something before they close, before the venues close. You should have done something and go out. They are just it's it's not good. It's not good here. And I know that I'm not the only one that really complain here in Italy because I am the one that when there is a venue every Friday, every Saturday, if there is a concert, I go, I buy a ticket. I'm okay with buying a ticket and listen to the band, listen to the bands, listen to new music, to get inspired, to get to have to hang out, just to have a good night out with your friends. And it's not like this. Is there is a band that you don't know here in Italy? People are like, okay, no, I'm not going to spend 5 quid to see this band. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to a pub and just drink my beer, and
Mm.
I don't want to be disturbed. So it's very difficult. We've been working a lot of this thing, and we are lucky enough to have now a fan base that we build person per person in these years, but it's been a lot hard than in other countries. In other countries, like in the UK, I've never been to US with the band, but I've been there as a tourist, and I see if there is a band, good band, and a person listen to it while walking out of the venue. It happens that someone enter the venue, buy a ticket, and say, "Okay, I heard you out, and I enter because I liked what I heard." It's not something that it can never happen here in Italy,
Mm.
and that's why the music business here it's collapsing, and why all the bands that want to do something with music go abroad. That's
Yeah.
why.
Mm. All right, Violet Blend. They've got new music coming. Could be EPs, could be an album, singles. Just keep a lookout for that. They're all over social media. The website's great. They've got merch up there too. Violetblend.cloud, right? That's the website
Yeah, that's
address.
how.
And then
Yes.
they're on Instagram too, Violet Blend. Last question, what do you do when you're not doing music? What do you do for fun to get away from it?
Oh my, oh boy. Music is my whole
It's
life,
your whole
so.
life?
Well, I read a lot. I read a lot of books. I finish a book in a week, so maybe this is what I really enjoy to relax. I really like love, not just like. I need to read to relax. I need at least an hour per day to reading to relax. So yes, this is, and then I do a lot of things, but this is the my thing. I need to read
What genres do you like to read?
all of. Uh, I my favorite is thriller
Yeah.
because I like when someone is killed. I know, but I really do like.
All
I also
right.
like crime a lot. I know that
Yeah.
I'm not a sociopath, but I like I like true crime and so thriller and all that kind of stuff. Horror, I don't know why, but it relaxes me a lot.
That's great. All right. On that note, we will wrap up here. Giada Celli from Violet Blend. Again, violetblend.cloud on Instagram, Violet Blend. They've got videos up on YouTube too. Check them out, especially that La Donna Mobile there. That's a beautiful Giuseppe Verdi theater where that was shot in too, and among others too. There's also a video with Giada in a straitjacket too. So check
Yeah.
those out. Giada, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's
All
been
right.
great.
You're welcome. And this is the Metal Queens podcast. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. I'm Steve Richards. Thanks for watching.